Good morning, everyone. My name is David Howell, and I am a second-year English lecturer and another member of the Maynooth International Engineering College. I am in China, along with my English teaching colleague, Mark Lee, and it will be my pleasure in the future to meet some of you as we spend the next 2 years preparing you for the Western-style curriculum of this program. I'm the kind of teacher who likes to get right to the point, so let me tell you while I have produced this video. The purpose of this video is to give you one kind of guide in helping you prepare for the presentation part of your classes with us. As a student in this program, giving presentations will be a normal requirement. It is one that we hope you will take seriously, as it does have a pretty high value when it comes to your final grade. But more importantly, giving presentations is also an important skill for you to develop as you continue your academic and work careers. As future scientists, you will be called upon to do reports on the research you are working on or the projects your employers will assign you to. Why can I say with confidence that being an effective presentation speaker is of great value to you? In today's world, if you look around, people are constantly sharing and communicating their ideas with you, even if it is not a boring science presentation. Many of you enjoy social media, like Bilibili and Douyin, and while some of the things you see on social media are spontaneously created, the vast majority of information providers usually plan, organize, write, and rehearse their material so that you want to watch it. We as a people do love to listen to others, but honestly, there are a lot of times when it is difficult to listen to someone because of the way they give the information. If you give information, even science, in a way that makes your audience want to hear more, you will be a successful presentation maker. How you put together your information is one of the most important tools in your speech preparation. Well, now that you know why we at the Maynooth International Engineering College want you to be good at giving presentations, today I am going to give you information on how to prepare and give a 5-minute speech in English. This lesson will provide you with an easy-to-follow guide on preparing your speech, as well as tips on how to give the speech once you prepared it. Let's jump right in. Preparing a speech is not easy, especially when it is in English, but there are 4 easy steps. Step 1. The attention grabber. The attention grabber is what you use to get your audience's interest. There are 3 types of attention grabbers. The first kind of attention grabber is telling a story. For this one, you start off by telling a short story that connects to your speech and is also engaging. The second attention grabber is using an interesting fact. For this one, you want to tell an intriguing fact that directly relates to your topic. And the third attention grabber is a question and answer time. For this one, your goal is to ask a thought-provoking question that your audience will have to actually respond to. This will get them engaged with you from the beginning. So, for example, if our speech was about Jack Ma and his success, the 3 attention grabbers would be set up like this. Remember, this section only lasts for 1 minute. For the story, you can give a story about the success of Ma, one of the most successful Chinese businessmen in the entire world. By giving the story behind his success, you will have the attention of your audience from the very beginning of your speech. For the interesting fact, you can give facts about the number of successful Chinese e-commerce entrepreneurs there are in the world who are from China. And finally, for the question and answer grabber, you can think of 2 to 3 questions to ask the audience about their definition of success, and also who is the most successful person they know. Step 2. The introduction. The introduction is the transition section that leads directly into the topic of your speech. This step is simple, but very important. There are 3 types of introductions. The first one is an introduction where you give general details. For this one, you simply give basic information about the topic. The second introduction involves giving 3 main points. For this one, you state the 3 main points of your speech. And the third one is stating your opinion. For this one, you can just give your main point on the topic. So, for example, if our speech was about Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, the 3 introductions would be set up like this. Oh, remember that this section only lasts for 1 minute as well. For an introduction using general details, you could say, "Today I will talk to you about Bill Gates." Bill Gates is the co-founder of Microsoft, which is the largest PC software company in the world. His work has totally changed technology, so I would like to tell you the 3 reasons why I like him. For an introduction using 3 main points, you could say, "Today I would like to discuss why Bill Gates is the most important man of the 21st century. I have 3 main points for my opinion. First, he is a genius. Second, without him, many businesses would fail. And third, he is an innovator." And finally, for an introduction that states your opinion, you could say, "Recently, there has been a debate about who is the greatest computer innovator. The debate compared Steve Jobs to Bill Gates. Both contributed a lot to our society, but in my opinion, Bill Gates is the greatest computer innovator. Let me explain why." Step 3. The body. The body section of your speech is the place where most of your information will be located. It is the meat of your speech and contains important information that you want your audience to remember. There are 3 different ways to write and organize your body. The first way to write and organize your body uses important details about your topic. For this one, you can choose 3 details about the topic and explain each of them in more detail. The second way to write and organize your body involves using reasons. For this one, you will give 3 reasons for your opinion and explain them also in detail. And the third way to write and organize your body involves using examples. For this one, you will give 3 examples that support your opinion or the topic in general. So, if our speech were about lions, the 3 different ways to write our body would be set up like this. Remember, this section could last for 2 to 2.5 minutes. Using the detail style, you could give 3 specific characteristics of lions and why those characteristics are amazing. Using the reason style, you could give 3 reasons why lions are considered the king of the jungle. And finally, using the example style, you could give 3 example stories of lions and how they behave in their natural environment. Step 4. The conclusion. The conclusion is the very end of your speech, and it's quite important because it will be the last thing that your audience will remember. There are 3 types of conclusions. The first type of conclusion is restating your key points. For this one, you simply remind the audience of your points briefly one more time. The second type of conclusion is summarizing your speech. For this one, you summarize your opinion one more time. And the third type of conclusion is to make a final point. For this one, you make a final strong point to emphasize your idea or opinion. Summary. In summary, a good speech consists of 4 parts: an attention grabber, introduction, body, and conclusion. Depending on what kind of speech you are given, you have choices in how you provide information to your audience. Other recommended tips to help you prepare for your presentation. There are dozens of things that you should think about when preparing a speech. As you study with us, we will tell you more about them. But for this presentation, here are some additional things I suggest you consider when preparing for your presentation. Time. If you are given a time limit, write your speech to meet that time limit. In class, there will be other students waiting to give their speeches. If your time limit is 5 minutes, for example, practice reading your speech and time it. If you go over 5 minutes, review and edit your speech and try again until you hit the time limit. Delivery. Perhaps the second most important part of giving a speech is how you give it to your audience. Once you capture your audience's attention, you should work hard to keep them interested. The way you speak will determine whether you keep your audience's attention. If you speak too slowly and without emotion, you will lose their attention. If you speak too quickly, they will not understand you. I suggest you practice your speech in front of your dormitory roommates and ask for suggestions. Practice pitch, tone, facial expressions, gestures, and other communication devices when you practice your speech. Most importantly, try to show an interest in your own speech. Research. When you do the research for your speech, find information that is timely. Granted, it may depend on the topic, but since most of the time we discuss the future, it is good to find the most recent and relatable information. Again, it is all about making sure that whatever you deliver to the audience has some value to them. Also, if you copy anything from a resource, make sure you give that resource credit. Content. When you are given your topic for your speech, it is up to you to provide the information about it. The content of your speech should provide information that your audience will find interesting. You can use a variety of content to help keep your audience's attention. You should prepare content that is not only interesting, but relatable to your audience. Connect the information to your audience's interest, and you will keep their attention. Audience. Audiences are there to listen to what you have to say. It is very important that when you write your speech, that you consider the kind of audience you are writing for. If you are writing for your classmates who have various levels of English understanding, I encourage you to think about them and write your speech so they can understand you. If you are writing for an audience with a higher level of understanding, like teachers who are evaluating you for a competition, use words that the professor can understand because they are at a high level of education and should be able to understand you. Visual aids. In giving a presentation, you will use various devices to help your audience stay focused on you. Some of those items include PowerPoint slides, posters, videos, objects, and sometimes even your classmates. But remember that the purpose of your visual aids is to help your audience understand your speech. They should make the points of your speech clearer and easier to remember. Depending on the kind of speech, visual aids can also include graphs, photos, and demonstrations. That is all for today's presentation. I do apologize for the lack of visual aids, but in the future we will discuss how important it is to use visual aids, as well as how visual aids can take away from a presentation. I look forward to meeting you this semester and wish you much success in starting your new journey at Fuzhou University Maynooth International Engineering College.